Welcome to Wave Manga. I am Adrian Manga, and this is Solo Leveling Chapter 120. So, let's get started. Last chapter at the end, Sun Junwoo's sister, Sun Junwoo just showed up, and everybody was pissing their pants. Who was an orc? Now, let's get started. The chapter starts with Sun Junwoo just patting his sister on the head, saying, "It's alright, I'm here now. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm so sorry." And she's saying, "Big brother, big brother." And then Sun Junwoo checks, "Is everybody okay?" And, well, I'd just be like, "Is everybody okay?" Everybody's like, "Yes, yes, yes." And then Sun Junwoo says, "You okay?" So, my sister's friend, he calls her by her real name, but it's just, I can't remember it. She says yes, and people notice that he's in this pretty scary mood, and he's just like, he looks at his sister and he sees like the grab marks, like that place that the orc's hand was on his sister, on her face, and he's like, his face is covered in shadows and his eyes glowing, and he's like, "No, you don't." And he says, "Igorous, take care of Jahin." I think that's his sister or his sister's friend, and everyone else. And basically he summons all his knights. He summons Igorous, which clearly, and he gets everybody out of it. Like, they're all evacuating, and like the orcs are like shaking, like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And one of them actually has the balls to say, "I said don't move." And it's just like, and you can see it. This is gonna be the thumbnail. It's just like Sun Junwoo in space, just warping around him, like, you what? And it's just like all the orcs, they actually have the, oh wait, no wait, monsters have black wording. Sorry, for the longest time I actually thought, no, Sun Junwoo said don't move, and I thought it was actually one that actually, whose balls weren't immediately destroyed by Sun Junwoo's pressure. No, all their balls have been destroyed. Sun Junwoo's basically saying don't move, even like, oh, you're fucking one move and you're dead. And I like saying, who are you? How can you speak our tongue? And it's just like this whole chapter, Sun Junwoo is bathed in shadow. He's just like, his eyes are glowing, like, shut up. And like, one of the orcs thinks, oh, we're not gonna get any answers. He's just like saying, attack. Maybe if we'll rush him at once, maybe we'll be able to defeat him. I'm basically thinking that it's basically cornering a bunch of dogs. It's basically like, this is what I see the scenario, why they're attacking. I say it's stupid, but I'm saying it's basically their only option of survival. It's either do nothing and be killed, or attack him and you might win. I can see the logic in it. It's not very good logic, but it's the best they have. Then like a whole bunch of orcs just charge him. One swings down its axe. Sun Junwoo breaks the fingers right here and just like swings it over and then stomps on its head. Yeah, that orc's dead. Like, you see him raise his leg up, then stomp, and this entire time his eyes are glowing. He is enraged. This is no mercy, Sun Junwoo. No mercy. Then like two orcs show up. He uses Dominator's touch, squeezes them together, pulls the two in the air together, and basically just crushes them. Like, they become closer than most people will ever be. He just like crushes them together, and it's mainly dark. I think they had to censor what the original one was. And then like all the orcs just come at him, and Sun Junwoo just one blow through the chest, blows off arm, one hit in the side of the arm, crushed immediately. One head, like just much of your head, this much of their head, gone. Like all this up, gone. One just goes in, and we get to see his hands. They are soaked in blood. We've never seen this before, but it's just, this is Sung Jin-woo at his most, I'd have to say, animalistic. Like at his most primal rage mode. And you see all the orcs just like split. No, wait, these aren't, their bodies aren't bodies. They are just made of, they're just rubber and blood. That's all they are. And then like the leader of the orcs says, "What?" And like Sung Jin-woo grabs him by the mouth and uses Dominate's touch to basically create a bigger hand, roughly the size of him, of a hand big enough to do the same thing that he did to his sister. And basically I think he just like ran into the wall and just pushed him into it. Sung Jin-woo looks to the side, sees like a whole hall just destroyed and covered in corpses. Looks the other way, destroyed and covered in corpses. And he's just like, why did you do this? Why did you have to kill all these people? To this extent, to this extreme level. And he's just like, in our heads it tells us to kill humans, and I do understand where they're coming from. And Sung Jin-woo asks, then what about me? Do you not want to hear the voice to kill me? He's like, forgive me. Sung Jin-woo is just like, he's not just destroying people's physical bodies, he's destroying souls. I'm pretty sure this orc has already voided his bowels. And he says, answer. Like, I cannot, you need to read this. Like, seeing this image of like you see his eye, he's just his normal eye, it's just like the iris and pupil, they're like glowing. It's just like, it's all surrounded by darkness, and he's just like, answer me. It's amazing art. And it's just like, do you hear the voice telling you to kill me? And he's like, the orc is literally crying. He's like, forgive me. He's like, I see. You don't, the voice in your head doesn't recognize me as human. Yeah, well, I'll forgive you. But, however, don't think you'll get away painlessly. And we just cut away, we see a sting of blood, and then we cut to the gate with the Knights Guild. Basically, it's basically the writer saying, yeah, you couldn't see this, you couldn't get away with showing any of this. So, here's them in the temple, and it's just like, there's a healer, like, grabbing, like, you see a healer grabbing onto something, and like an ant is eating like a vampire, and it's like, and she's like saying, vampires are super expensive, don't eat it. It's basically like the ant attacks her, and it's basically like, it's willing to kill her, and it is still eating it, when like Biru shows up and saying, cut that out, you are not allowed to attack humans. And the ant's like, sorry, Biru. Like, you can literally tell it on his face. It's like, sorry, Biru. And like, Biru does heal her. Like, he puts his hand over her and heals her. And it's pretty good that he still has the healing abilities. Wait, is this the first time that he's been shown having the healing abilities of the S-Class heal, or he ate? So, I think this is the first time he's shown it, but since now we have a definite confirmation that he does have those healing abilities. Sung Jin-woo does have a healer on his team now, so I guess it wouldn't have mattered if he kept the S-Class healer as a shadow. And then the healer's okay with it, helping her, but it's just like healing magic that's stronger than my own. How's a summon's healing magic stronger than my own? It's got a lot of stronger stuff. And then we see this Archlich. The Archlich and like all these Death Knights, which I love Death Knights. It's just like all these A rank guys are like terrified. The boss is the Archlich. He's like, oh my god. And there's about 10 Death Knights. I'm guessing that these guys are like the strongest undead there are. It's like we get a thing of how powerful an Archlich is. Okay, there was this guild in like China called the Golden Dragons, and they were defeated by the Archlich, and basically they were one of the top ranking guilds, and it basically, since they lost, it caused a gate break, and basically it was only stopped by like the I think the national rank hunter of China. So you'd need a national rank hunter. I'm saying this is a top rank A rank dungeon. Like you'd need some S class fighters and a lot of A ranks, but it's definitely you need a few more fighters, a few higher quality fighters than they have. If they didn't have Beerus, I mean, it's just like these guys are. I do understand where they're coming from with such a powerful creature, and they're like, there's no way we could beat this thing normally. There's no way. There's no way he ranks like us, and it's like the guild leader is like, no way we can beat this thing normally. How are we supposed to fight this thing? Okay, let me think. And like his friend, his right hand man says, big bro, what should we do? And he's like, one of the guys in the back says, hey, we got undead coming up the rear. The Archlich has revived all the undead that the ants didn't eat. So basically, I think the ants were basically dealing with the undead by eating them so they wouldn't resurrect. So that's pretty good, but also you need the money. So I think Beeru's just gonna. When I first read it, I thought, oh, so the ants are just like eating it. Why are they doing that? When I got to this point, it's like, oh, that makes sense. No corpse, nothing to resurrect. You can't resurrect something that isn't there. So smart idea, ants. Kudos. Like ants actually big brain. And the healer chick uses holy wool, and it's just like, damn it, no wonder this thing is the highest rank A rank dungeon. Damn, this is gonna be difficult, really hard to face. And like the healer says, oh, we only like have 5 minutes before my wool falls down. And then like Beerus shows up and he's like, and like the Archlich, you are the Shadow Army. Why is the Monarch's personal army attacking us? I'm quoting it here, what I'm reading, and it's just like, there's basically like, this Archlich knows about the Monarchs. He basically knows that by the end of the chapter it brings up that he's either working for another Shadow Monarch or he wanted to talk to Sun Jinwoo because basically Beerus says, we have been chosen by the Monarch and you weren't. Basically saying, yeah, you're not a part of us, so we don't care about your existence. Like, only Sun Jinwoo decides. And then the Archlich says, it can't be. I shall report to the Monarch. And like Beerus just speed bullets him, grabs the thing in his chest, and I think like we see this green thing. We see like this green like sphere in like the Archlich's chest. I think that would be like a phylactery. You know the things from D&D that the liches have that you need to destroy so the lich stays dead? That thing. I think that's what Beerus just like destroyed. Like he jumps up, grabs the thing in his chest and just destroys it. Like I noticed that thing straight away and I thought, is that like the phylactery? I can only say it. And Beerus has one of the best lines. Like, you talk way too much for somebody who's about to die. And I love this chapter. It was amazing. it held up to snuff. It kept all the build up, and it brought up some questions like, is there another Shadow Monarch? Or why would it think talking to Sung Jin-woo how would it report to Sung Jin-woo? Like, what exactly are the Monarchs' connections? My favorite thing in this whole series, bloody Monarchs. And that's it for the chapter. I liked it, loved it. Can't sing enough praises. And also, yeah, you were able to feel like the danger of this like boss opponent, like this like the Archlich, because you got to feel the actual threat of this creature, because like it was set out that one of the top ranked guilds in China were defeated by this thing, and it took like a national rank just to take it down. I'm sure that like Sung Jin-woo could have just dealt with it like that, just like Biru did, but I'm just saying I'm perfectly fine how it ended. And that's it for the chapter. Is that